Hey, everybody, welcome to this very special Spoilercast for Digimon Story Time Stranger, brought to you by your friends here at the JRPG Pursuit. How's it going? My name's Branden.
I'm Abdallah.
And I'm Emily.
And today we are diving deep into spoiler country with Digimon Story Time Stranger. It is my first Digimon game. I'm just going to lay that out there for you. I, in the past, never had any desire to play Digimon games because I thought that sounds like a baby game for babies. And it turns out I was very wrong. And I'm happy to admit that.
To be fair, you thought Pokemon was a baby game for babies too, right?
I also maybe still kind of think that, but the world is working on changing my mind, but it's not there yet.
Digimon is a big boy game for big boys.
Big boy game for big boys, and I accept that.
And anybody.
Now. I understand. Yeah.
Anybody.
Yeah.
Big everything.
Yeah.
Big
So I figured it would be fun to start off kind of just talking about our history with Digimon. I'll go first because mine's real short. I watched with my eyes the cartoon series on Fox Kids.
It was Fox Kids.
That's where I watched it.
Kids.
Yeah. And I thought it would be fun. If those of you listening who might remember the Digimon show from back in the 90s, I thought it might be fun if I were to perform a little rendition of the Digimon theme song
This is your surprise.
on the melodica. We found this in storage, and I don't know where it came from. I don't know whose it was, but it's in my house now. And I'm going to play a little snippet from the Digimon theme song. I think it's just called Digimon or Digital Monsters.
Digital World? I don't know.
Digital World.
How you didn't lose your breath through all that, I do not know.
That was impressive.
I'm glad you didn't notice.
That was incredible.
That was awesome.
Thank you.
It was everything you hyped it up to be.
Start this off? What better way to start this off than with the melodica that looks like a keytar from the 80s? I love it.
It's funny because you've been kind of like hyping us and like hinting at this for
I've been hinting that I had
for the last month or so.
Yeah.
And you're like, I need to make sure I'm prepared.
Just what?
I know. When you said that, I was like, what is he going to do? And here it is.
I hope you all enjoyed that. I did play it better in rehearsal, and I apologize for that. But
you know what?
I did my best. Did my best under the lights. You know, the lights really
there's a lot.
Get in your head. The performance
and
is happening.
And you got the microphone really close to
the microphone, and I'm playing it a little awkward. Yeah, I'm going to give myself some grace. But yeah, anyway, I really liked the cartoon. I did not like Pokemon. I was like, I ain't watching that crap. Forget it. But I loved Digimon.
Anti-Pokemon.
I was just anti-Pokemon from the beginning. It was baked into me for some reason. Yeah. The prejudice was there. And I'm working on it. Like I said, I'm working on it. True. But Digimon I loved. I don't know how long I watched the show or how long it was even on Fox. But I would say at least a couple of years, right? I don't know.
Yeah, and there were reruns.
And I definitely saw reruns and stuff too. And I really liked it, but that was kind of the beginning and the end of my digital monster experience. So, Dalla, what about you?
Yeah. So like you, in a way, I started with the Digimon cartoon on Fox Kids. I think like a lot of us in our age group kind of remember that time period of watching. Everybody watched like we're all kind of in the spectrum of age.
Yeah, we were like overlapping. So
slight overlaps in terms of things like that.
We run the gamut from younger millennial to older millennial.
I'm not quite younger millennial. I would say my brother's younger millennial.
You're like middle,
mid millennial.
So we need a fourth host that's young millennial.
I think we do.
It's true.
We
do. Yeah. So let us know.
We'll open auditions.
But yes, I had a lot of fun. I loved that cartoon. I watched a lot of that. At the same time, I also had the little digital pets. The Digimon Digipets that they used to have back in the day.
Tamagotchi.
Like the Tamagotchi, but the thing. Digimon version of it.
Mm-hmm. You just unlocked a memory for me. We had one of those. We had a Tamagotchi too, but I'm pretty sure we had an Agumon.
I had the Agumon one. Yes.
Little Digipet thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't mine, but like I did play with it a little bit, when people weren't looking.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't
gotta feed it,
lame.
and walk him. Yeah. He needs his meat.
Got to clean up the little spiral poops.
Exactly. I remember I could vividly picture those moments of like the little poop and everything on there and cleaning that up. But yeah, I used to play with I had a couple of friends that also had it. And so we would, train and then battle each other on that in probably, this was like middle school at this point, early middle school, maybe. I don't remember exactly when that came out, but I played a lot of that. And then my first experience into the gaming side of Digimon was probably Digimon World on the PlayStation 1, which was a very simple game. I think there's a remake of it out for, I forgot what systems.
PS4.
Is it PS4? And
it's Digimon World Next Order.
Next Order. Okay. Yes. And so that one was basically just a very simple like concept of like training and just evolving your digivolving your.
It's kind of like farming,
characters.
right? Like you're just
it's like more farming. There's no like it's there's no like really overarching.
There's not a battle really kind of like, that you do turn-based mechanics like an RPG.
Exactly. So like I remember playing that a lot, and I still have a disc of it somewhere in my stuff. And so I played that, and then I didn't play any other I think Digimon games up until Digimon Story, Cyber Sleuth, and Hacker's Memory after that. Like, and that's when I got back into like playing or getting into Digimon again, because I played those games, and I watched there was an anime like was they movies or like they were short like little mini series where they were kind of looking back at the characters from the old series, the memories where they were like they were like not. I don't know if they were adults, maybe they were young, like 18 to 20 something.
It's them grown up, and I think it's best to be nostalgic, for others who when they grew up with the show to kind of look back at those days.
Was that the Tri movies?
The Tri movies, that's it.
So,
yes.
TRI.
Yeah, because they also rebooted season 1 too. Like
they did.
It's a little bit different from when we were kids watching season 1.
Yeah, so I remember. I think that I don't remember what year that came out. Like it was probably in the last 8-9 years, maybe. I don't know. Time's weird.
That's right.
Something like that. But yeah, I played Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory, which got me back into I really love those games, which really had me hyped for this Digimon Story game when it was announced. Just because I felt like, I think Emily and I have been very vocal about it. Is like those games, Cyber Sleuth, were hidden gems, I think, for just the JRPG scene within the PS4 era and stuff like that, and the kind of Switch.
Something that happens, I feel like, especially with a lot of Bandai Namco RPGs, if they have an IP, tied with it, they get a little bit dismissed. Like, oh, it's just an IP licensed game. It's not going to be that good mechanically or story-wise, right?
Yeah.
How wrong they are.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that basically sums it up, I think, up until now. I've always loved Digimon. Never been the most hardcore fan, but I feel like I've always loved it.
Yeah, I think I echo a very similar, upbringing. Growing up with the original anime on Fox Kids, getting my brother into it because we always had to, wrestle with the TV. Like, what do we watch Saturday mornings? I'm like, this is really cool. We should watch this. So I got him on the train. He was my younger brother, so I was able to manipulate him a little bit.
Bully him a little bit, yeah.
But also, it was a good show. That. It was a cool show. He liked, these kids, they get stuck or they enter into the digital world and they have these, bits of data that are reflections of themselves. Yep. It's actually so poetic how a lot of Digimon stories kind of evolve. And we've seen that seep into the games of how, your own Digimon kind of reflects that character. And it gets quite dark. I try to recall if I was able to watch to the end of season 1, the whole original series. I have bits and pieces. I don't think I was able to consistently watch it, and I've actually been wanting to rewatch it, and also the reboot because I hear they're different. Okay. I grew up loving the anime. I preferred it much more than Pokemon, even though I loved other things about Pokemon, like, the trading card game, though I wasn't able to participate because my parents didn't let me buy the packs. But I got my friends, leftover cards. I didn't actually know that there was a Digimon TCG. No one talked about it when I was in school, but there was that as well.
I think I was vaguely aware that was a thing, but it got sorted into the same bin in my brain where it's like stuff that I don't care about. So I didn't really pay attention to it.
You were a little bit older and you were like, that stuff's not cool, right? You got to just focus on the things you think are cool.
I was deeply uncool anyway, but anything that I didn't want to put a target on my back, right? You got to be careful. High school's rough. So yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. I didn't know there were games, honestly, until later on. And I was doing some research of when I got back into gaming in the 3DS era, I was like, what's available? Oh, they made Digimon games on the DS, and they were so expensive at that time, so I actually didn't try them. But then I learned when I got my Switch eventually that there was the Cyber Sleuth Complete Edition, and from there I fell in love. I loved it, and it was so nostalgic, but also grown up in a way that I found very surprising. For these Pokemon-like combat system that we're all told Digimon is the knockoff of Pokemon, which I don't think it's not true.
It's not.
it's so different.
It's a very different thing.
Yeah, pretty. Based on my limited knowledge, it seems a little bit more complicated, maybe, in a good way, in a way that I actually kind of find fun. But I don't know about saying it's.
There's so many more mechanics that you don't have to do like a Nuzlocke to make it challenging.
It's true.
There are things that you could really break the systems if you wanted to, but it does take some work and a lot of strategy. I think for a lot of the games, I can't speak to the non-RPGs because I've just mostly been playing, the story games, with the Cyber Sleuth Complete Edition that contains both Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory, as well up to now Time Stranger. I got Digimon Survive, but I still haven't played it. I keep thinking this is probably going to be something that I will love, but I just haven't made the time for it because I haven't really played many visual novels yet or lately. And it's like, a visual novel meets some strategy RPG, which sounds like a match made in heaven for me because I love both those genres. I love Digimon. It's supposed to be pretty dark. I just haven't made the time yet.
Yeah, I feel like Digimon took a more serious turn in terms of compared to Pokemon. Pokemon has always been very standard.
The foundation of Digimon has always been rather grown up, even though you have these kid protagonists. They have to deal with real life tragedy and trauma, and that's echoed in their Digimons.
Exactly.
That's actually one of the things that I found that I liked the most about the game, this particular game, Time Stranger, and I imagine in other games and media as well, is just it takes itself seriously, not too seriously, not in a snooty
there's no jokes
way.
And stuff. Yeah.
But it takes itself seriously, but it's populated by the most ridiculous creatures. There's
it makes sense though. The human mind is ridiculous, no?
Yeah, it's like they'll have names like Trash Can Mon or Retsunomi Kamimon or something. You know what I mean? It's either the most obscure Japanese word or just Dumpster Mon or something. And they're just ridiculous. And I gotta keep it PG because this is going out in the public channel, but they definitely want you to want to make love to all of the Digimon in their more advanced forms. It's it's very horny.
And they become people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they look like humanoids.
It's very strange.
They make them hot.
They just lean into it.
They do.
But I really like that whole making it weird, but still takes itself seriously.
It's still grounded. It's weird grounded. It's a weird happy medium for sure.
It's very funny. There's moving parts. It's twisted. I had kind of thought of it as Digimon is the series that grew up with its fans. It didn't feel like it needed to coddle them or remain in some kind of stasis forever.
Right. Not trying to generate or just be for one, period of life. just cater to that audience and the new audience that comes with, as they cycle through.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I think that really took me by surprise. I will say that.
And I think it's still open to a younger audience. Like it's still inviting in that sense. Like it hasn't closed itself off with growing, acknowledging that they're growing with their audience, but also keeping something simple. Like,
feels
they
like
still
it
have
walks
anime series and stuff, even though I don't know if you guys have watched the most recent animated series. I started watching it. I need to finish it, but
not yet. No.
That first episode, it's a heartbreaker. It's a heartbreaker. Yeah. It's so emotional journey.
Yeah. They walk the line in the game for between a PG-13 Marvel movie kind of line. So it's if you're a strict parent, you might find some things to object to. But generally speaking, if you're a kid, kids watch Marvel movies. They're younger than 13.
Yeah, it's fine.
You know what I mean? It's fine. Whatever.
The most surface level thing is, I guess, the female kind of humanoid Digimons. Like some of them are wearing very revealing, or
I mean the dudes
not
too.
Many clothes,
they're just mostly naked.
The dudes too, but I'm sure some parents could have their eyebrows raised at some of those attires.
Then you have the alcoholic Digimon.
He's my favorite. Bakusman, man.
Bakusman, yeah. We'll get into him, I think.
Love
at some
him.
Point. He's great. I love him.
Yeah. But not cordoning off an audience and not relying on nostalgia. There's plenty of nostalgia, I'm sure, for people that have been fans of the series forever. But I never felt like it relied on that nostalgia. It had something interesting to say on its own.
Yeah, definitely. There's nostalgia factors. I don't know if Abdallah, you picked up probably on this. There were some cyber sleuth characters with Agumon and Gobblemon, and how they were working together, just like in Cyber Sleuth. It was so rewarding to see those kind of side quests. I feel like the side quests really hammered home some of those nostalgic feels. And there's ones I'm sure that went over my head because I hadn't, seen all the movies and things like that. But I remember when I was streaming it, some members of my audience were saying, "Oh my God, they have this character doing this. Oh my gosh." It was so rewarding for them to see. And I thought it was cool, but then to know the extra context was even cooler.
Yeah, there's a lot in this game because I know there's a lot of people who talk about it online who are very well versed in the Digimon lore. And there's a lot of things that's always been kind of hinted on or talked about lightly, and then they're kind of just brought up in this game, and they're just it's blowing their minds because they're just we've hardly heard of these things, and all of a sudden we're finally getting this look into Olympus 12 and all these other things that you're dealing with like that. So it's nice to see that Bandai Namco is able to take this game and kind of if you play it straight through the main quest, you don't need to know anything about anything Digimon. You don't need to be a big fan of Digimon at all. You could just play through it. It's a compelling story. It has great mechanics. It's everything like that. And then if you do all the side stuff and extra things that you find in the game, you're just rewarded if you do know things.
So it sounds like you're saying, and this is a question I had. It does sound like you're saying that this the Digimon universe is a persistent world. It's not like every game it's rebooting it, or every series it's rebooting it.
The story games in particular, they have
the story games
world.
Well,
that's cool.
Sure, there's other exceptions that are not canon necessarily, or I don't know.
Survive,
cool.
I don't think takes.
I have the Cyber Sleuth games on PS4, but I also got them super cheap when they were on sale recently on Steam. So I was like, I'll just grab them
$5
in case I want to. Yeah, for nothing. So I figured, why not? But yeah, so that kind of does make me think, okay, maybe I do want to check those out a little more, sooner than I would have otherwise. Because it's a cool world. It's a cool premise. I don't know. There's a lot to like about it.
Yeah, I will say it might be difficult going from Time Stranger backwards because they did so much in Time Stranger. That was almost the full realization of what a Digimon story game should be. Graphically and just how in depth or gameplay, visual, some of the story moments, just how they wrote some of the characters and how in depth of a roller coaster of emotions to go through.
Okay.
Not to mention a lot of the spoiler stuff that we'll be talking about now. The whole time travel premise was not something it was a bit more complex than the previous games, at least that I experienced.
Mm-hmm. Like the nice thing about playing through Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory is that like you get this really cool look at like, cause like, you know, Hacker's Memory, Cyber Sleuth is very much like a mystery, kind of like you're doing like these different like like you're a little PI, you're going on these like, you know, you're solving different mysteries and things like that. And then you have Hacker's Memory that takes place during the same time period as Cyber Sleuth, but you're from the perspective of the other characters in from Cyber Sleuth that you're not playing or like you're witnessing. And so you kind of get this full picture if you play both those games of like both sides of the coin. Thing. Yes. Yeah, exactly. And so like they do a really cool job of like playing it that way. But yes, like Emily said, visually, you know, it's definitely older. They haven't put,
the best right now.
Yeah. Like they didn't put as much money into Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory as they did on like Time Stranger. Time Strangers, they put like, it seems like they really went in for like a big budget, like Digimon game.
Yeah. For the marketing and everything.
Yeah. But it still doesn't make it bad. So it's still a great experience.
I think it's paying off for them, the money they poured into.
I think they did. It's been received very well. So I'm happy.
Seems like it's been doing well.
It's sold really well too. Yeah.
And they announced, DLC that's coming that they didn't, plan for next year.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm excited to see what they do next, actually. Like now that it's successful.
This is the standard, right?
Yeah.
I'm really curious what the next game is going to be like. And if they're going to, focus in on the story games, or they're going to try to do, dabble in their other kind of spin-off games. That's not Digimon Story.
Yeah, I'm curious about that. But it's a fine time to start.
But I think we should get into spoilers at Time Stranger now.
Yeah, let's talk about Time Stranger.
So, really intriguing kicking off of the plot, right? Like, you're a secret, like a special agent, and you're on a mission, and you have to figure out what's going on over this wall. There's this giant wall built up in Tokyo, right? We're in Tokyo.
You're in Shinjuku.
Shibuya, basically.
Shibuya.
And they're like one of the opening scenes of the game is you're like pushing your way through this crowd, and right there I was like, okay, this is cool.
Yeah,
they're actually trying here. This isn't a cash in. I think that was the moment where I was like, okay, this isn't like a cash in franchise game or whatever. And as you make your way sneaking into this wall, you meet a girl who seems to know you, but you have no idea who she is. Mm-hmm. And then one thing leads to another. You get caught up in a bunch of craziness, and it's not super clear to me where you get sent. You get like blasted somewhere
in time. So you go back 8 years.
You go back in time, but first you end up with the egg or whatever.
Yes.
You get warped somewhere that's mysterious. You don't know if you were shipped in time or another dimension or what's happening.
Yeah.
But you end up with this egg, and some people are telling you that what you're doing is you're an egg thief. What are you doing?
Yes. How dare you?
They're very upset at you at first for stealing the egg, which you did not do. You were there when it was stolen, but you did not steal it. Correct. Which you would be able to tell if you looked at the character. He's not holding a giant egg. Clearly did not steal this egg. But anyway, you do find out that you have then eventually you get transported. Was it 7 years back in time?
8 years.
8 years. Yeah.
Yeah, 8 years back in time. And you're somehow still able to communicate with your person over the radio, which is intriguing.
The other agent that you didn't choose, because this is the first game you're able to kind of, or not the first game, but one of the cool highlights that we've been seeing, I think, with more recent Digimon games is you could, choose your protagonist.
Mm-hmm.
I chose the girl.
I chose the boy. Don, I think his name is. Don.
That's
his default name. But they never say his name. They just call him Agent. So it doesn't really matter. So you are back in time and you meet a high school girl because, of course, you do. It's anime. Of course, you meet a high school girl and you meet some Digimon and a whole bunch of crazy stuff starts happening. And you realize that you are basically positioned to hopefully be able to stop something that your agent partner on the phone refers to as the Shibuya Inferno, which is like the destruction of...
Which we saw a glimpse of that with, the big Digimon coming in, destroying things before we got transported back in time.
Yeah. So we know things are bad and the world is going to end if we don't do something about it. We don't know exactly what, but we have to do something.
Yeah, so we get blasted 8 years in the past, and that we know that in 8 years, whatever that thing is going to happen. We have to try to figure it out and
prevent it,
stop it, and prevent it from happening. And then we have the egg situation.
Yes.
So the egg is supposed to be the guardian of, I guess, the digital realm.
The digital world?
The digital world.
It's been hyped up by these other Digimons that he's going to be like a protector, basically. Of
he's
the Digimon
he's the Messiah. It has a real Messiah kind of story.
It does.
And well, how do we want to put it? I guess because we're not quite there yet in the story, but
it doesn't matter. If people are watching our Spoilercast, I'm sure they played the game.
They've seen it. They know.
I don't know if we need to do a blow by blow.
That Messiah is a little fawn boy, a little goat lad named Agiomon.
To Mr. Tumnus.
Agiomon
Tumnus. Agiomon is great because he is so dedicated to
Inori.
What's her name? Inori. And he cares for her so much that it bleeds into the whole plot of like a lot of the chaos that is happening is because of it. And that's something you learn throughout the as you get further into the game and you get like the crazy.
Should we just? I feel like
we should jump into it.
I feel like we should just say it.
Yeah. So
he imprints on her hard because she's probably the first person he saw after he.
It's
hatched,
not just that.
Right?
It's has to do with every person has a Digimon, and that is her Digimon. That's her reflection, and she's manifesting like her little brother.
Yes, it's supposed to be her little brother, and
everybody having their own Digimon thing wasn't clear to me, but that makes sense that they're
I don't think they made it clear in the game, but that's just a Digimon thing.
A thing in the Digimon world, okay.
And at the same time, you realize that you're stuck in a loop. You're in a time loop, which is wild because you're realizing that Agiomon has created this time loop because Inori consistently doesn't survive before the end. She dies. And so he is desperately trying to save her. And so he keeps creating these loops over and over and shifting time and all these things. And so like the craziest thing, let's just get into the craziest bit. So like,
yes, please.
You've
been wanting to talk about this for months, guys. Months. I finished this game in November last year.
Like halfway through the game or whatever, you realize that your character, the agent, is actually a piece of Agiomon. You are an entity. Like Agiomon has is basically used you as a way to break this cycle. Like they look into you as the person who is going to figure, because he's stuck in his emotional time
turmoil
loop.
And loop.
Yes, exactly. So he's stuck in that.
Inori's brothers memories and things. From his memories, he loved this anime series and the Adamas.
And that's why you look like it.
And so that's why you look exactly like the anime character. And that's why everyone keeps pointing out it's from that anime, right? Whenever they approach you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And you don't know that until actually pretty close to the end of the main story.
It's at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I thought was intriguing before they revealed that was they kind of set it up once you start time traveling with Agiomon, once he starts making you go back in time. Because I guess we should say one of the cool things that it does is you'll go to a world, go to a place, a location, and something awful will happen to characters, like an important Digimon or whatever. Something terrible happens. And then Agiomon reverses time. You go back and you use the knowledge you had from that initial event to prevent it from happening. Right.
And there's a series of 10 characters that you so-called save. And that creates the golden door for you to save the world that you want to in your present time.
Yeah, which that's something that we haven't even really talked about yet, but that whole in-between theater, which is this place where gods hang out, sort of. Yep. I don't know if they're gods. They're kind of like gods.
They're gods. They're from previous Digimon lore.
Are they? Okay.
Say.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't familiar with
their appearance, but their names are familiar.
The ideas. Okay.
Yeah.
So these gods are basically Agiomon has screwed things up pretty bad.
Screw the pooch.
So we're gonna help you try to sort this out. Appreciate you.
Yeah, kind of like they're kind of a little bit. At first, they're not really on board because they think, oh, it's just going to be another loop, right? Like it's actually not going to be fixed. But then I think eventually, as you know, make progress in the game, like okay, we could lend a hand. Maybe this will go somewhere.
Yeah. And also, like for story wise, I think we should probably talk about the fact that like what are they trying to achieve as well as like you have this whole idea of that there's the Titans versus the typical Digimon. There's a war happening. Yeah,
internal
and that war is
among the digital world. Yeah,
exactly, and that war is spilling into the human realm because when these like big battles or something, some sort of catastrophe happens in the digital world, it also affects the human world. And so when Inori's brother dies early on before the game starts, it was because of a catastrophe that happened between the Titans and the Digimon. And so you go back in time, and then you're dealing with this, and you're trying to stop this anger between the Titans and the Digimon, and trying to figure out where is it coming from, because it seems like you help the Titans and you help the Digimon, and there's like a misunderstanding somewhere along the way between.
It's not that the Titans are evil; like they're kind of pinned as evil in the beginning, and then you actually talk to them, and like, oh, they're not actually evil; they're just fighting back. Like some of them are, some of the eviler, more sinister looking Digimon out there, but they're not actually evil.
They're actually pretty chill when you just sit down and chat with them. So one of the things I really appreciated about this was how like intricately connected all of the elements of the story was. Everything that gets introduced is not introduced for no reason. So you learn from what's her name, Junomon, the like guardian of the main Digimon, not the Titans, that Aegiomon is the essentially reincarnation of Chronomon, who was this Digimon who
he's the big bad guy.
Was like the big dude who, well, he saved. They believed that he saved them or something, the Digimon.
But then got corrupted, kind of.
But then I don't think they knew that though. Like they thought, okay, Chronomon's back. This is great because Aegiomon.
They thought he was going to be the savior for a bit.
Yeah.
That's why they revered Aegiomon so much, because like, oh, you're basically Chronomon.
Yeah, but that's the kind of interesting thing about it is that Chronomon being like this higher, almost higher, like he's not a god, but he like has all of the downsides of being a god without any of the benefits of it. So he's like stuck outside of time, and he can't die. Like, and he's like, I am so effing sick of this. Like he just wants to be free of reality. And he's like, I can't die. I need to create something that can kill me. And I need to like egg him on to kill me so that he will kill me, because otherwise I'm just going to live forever. Yeah. And so he creates Aegiomon to essentially build him up into the force that will kill him. And he does that.
Inori and her brother memories that kind of spurred it all into
and being. To do that, he starts the war. He basically whispers in the Titans, Plutomon, whispers in Plutomon's ear, gets him all messed up, and starts this conflict so that it will spill over into the real world, so that Inori's brother will die, so that Aegiomon will take on that role and love Inori, and then lead to that final conclusion where he's so mad that he's going to do whatever it takes to get rid of Chronomon. So it's just like, I did not expect.
How layered everything is.
There would be this multifaceted science fiction story,
right? Like we know there's time travel,
sure,
but the time travel was surprising. Like I was like the last half of the game, or last maybe quarter of the game. It kept surprising me so much what was going on. My mind felt blown, but at the same time, it made sense. It wasn't just out of left field,
Yeah, no, exactly. That's what I mean. Is like everything. It could have just been a series of disconnected, crazy twists and plot points, right? And it wasn't. Like it felt like they actually cared and actually wrote a coherent story.
You don't realize how connected it is until like it all kind of like comes to a head towards the end, and you're like, all these different like aspects that you've been like dealing with, all these different like scenarios have been all just kind of flowing into like one kind of like central point, and you're like, oh my god, when it actually hits you and you see everything happening, you're like, this is crazy. And the fact that like they actually like they did a good job at like not having any loose ends or like anything that was too confusing, plot holes or things like that. Like a lot of it just kind of, they did a good job telling a story. Cause like I'm always weary of
time travel's hard in games.
Time travel and then time loops and
multi-dimensional
type situations are very difficult to get good in general. And so the fact that they were telling a very it's not a simple story. No. It's a very complicated story. And
I was curious too how, time travel, there's like certain rules you're supposed to, like, you could do one rule, like the butterfly effect, or, there's all these different, things that are usually explored in time travel stories. And while the one that they did choose, I think made sense, it wasn't one I expected,
Yeah. Because it was like kind of like creating new timelines. Is sort of
yeah,
what it was
basically.
So you didn't ever loop back around to see like why Inori was there at the wall in the beginning, because that was just a loop that you weren't a part of, right? Until you joined it at the very end. I didn't really notice any significant plot holes. There were some red herrings that they threw in there. That, like, one of which I actually thought was really cool. And if they had decided to go the direction they were hinting at with it, I think that would have also been fairly cool. But there's a point near the midway part of the game where you don't know the truth about who you are yet as the agent. You still think you're working for Adamus, and you get a call from your handler person, and they're like, look, so Agimon seems to be fricking around with the timeline a lot. Like, keep monitoring him, but you might have to just freaking kill him because this is not good. Like, if he's going to be going around doing this, it's
against Adamus's policy,
and not just him. It was Inori too.
Because he was talking about going back and saving Inori's brother. Yeah, and they were like, that's too much. Like,
we can't
jumping back in time like 5 minutes to stop Bacchusmon from dying. Okay, fine. But like, if you're going to be going around and messing with the timeline that significantly, you can't. You have to kill him.
They're not authorized to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is kind of obviously like a red herring, right? Like, that's not. Yeah. You find out that agent whispering in your ear is not real. It's or it's not really an agent. It's whatever.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, it was actually, to be perfectly honest,
I think that was one question I had. Exactly. Like, I think there was some weird manifestation within your own protagonist character, but they knew too much. It was a very strange sort of like, is it part of Chronomon's?
I mean, I think it's part of whatever broke off of Agimon, because the idea, and something we don't think we've mentioned, is almost every time you time travel, you see this like shadowy figure that it's pretty clear from early on that it's Agimon.
It's Dark Agimon, specifically.
Like dark, it's the different manifestation of Agimon, but you can tell it's him. So you kind of are meant to understand that he's breaking off parts of himself every time he's jumping back and creating new loops or new timelines. He's like fracturing. It's like
his
piece
data
of glass
is coming undone.
Yeah, like something shatters a piece of glass and it like spider webs out in all these different directions.
Yep.
So you are like one of those, or like a combination of some of those manifestations. I don't know exactly.
It's okay that we don't know, I think, for sure what it is.
Yeah,
like it makes sense, but like there's some mystery.
It. Yeah, they didn't overly explain it because it's like there's no explanation. There's no explanation, like real scientific explanation that would work. So it's fine.
I was okay with that. I was like,
there's an element of suspension of disbelief for anything like this.
Anything sci-fi for sure.
I can do that. That's fine.
We have freaking Digimon that talk. I don't know.
You're going inside computer worlds. It's okay. It's cool.
Little pieces of data.
It's fun. It's fine.
The most advanced of AI, huh?
So yeah, exactly. So I kind of just interpreted it as something related to that, right? Like you're being guided by Agimon, essentially. You are Agimon in a way, but you're also being guided by the will of Agimon to get you to the place where you can do what you need to do.
Yeah. The one you didn't choose is guiding you. Which it's so interesting, that one's voice, like fully voice acted. Well, you are silent protag.
Right. Which I really cool. It's another one of those where we talked about in our most recent podcast episode, the difference between like silent protag and voiceless protag. This was a voiceless protag because you do choose quite a lot of dialogue that they could have voiced. They could have just had the character read the lines.
They could have.
They didn't.
And she had some of the most, like, at least for my character, your protagonist had some of the most snarky things they could say. I thought it was hilarious. I always choose those.
I loved it. Yeah.
I like the character.
There was no repercussions for whatever your choice was.
Yeah.
It's just be funny to see the reactions of.
I did like that they would mark the dialogue choices that would advance the plot.
Exhausted.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. I appreciate that.
There was that specific dungeon towards the end where you had to
the throwing up one.
Yeah, this is great. So this is like, I don't know if this is like a pun in Japan or something. I don't know how they came up with this. It would make sense to me if it was some kind of a pun.
I think it's a pun. A lot of Digimons hit puns.
Yeah, but like there's this kind of frog looking dude who can teleport you, but you have to say some kind of like groan-worthy platitude in order
the cringiest of cringe.
Yeah, you have to make him cringe basically.
Yeah,
and then that activates his power, but it also makes him sick.
It makes him throw up while he does it.
Yeah, it was funny, but it was one of those things where it's like that would have been better if it was just like 3 times.
I know.
To do it like
trying to navigate that dungeon, trying to get all the items in the treasure chest, and just leave. I was like, oh, I just keep doing this now.
Yeah,
it's such a funny idea that overstayed its welcome a bit.
It's very funny, and like I like that it's not a pun that works in English. If it is one in Japanese, that's fine. I don't care. But like for us, the fact that it's just this weird random thing is very funny to me. I like that a lot. Just that would be that Digimon's power. It's like you make him cringe and he can phase through space. Like.
It was a moment for sure.
Yeah. I really liked the characters in ways that I was kind of surprised. You know, your main character has like we said, has like kind of a snarky, funny personality that comes through just in the dialogue you choose. You can choose to be snarkier or you can choose to be more straightforward, but it's almost always more fun to be snarky.
Oh yeah.
More fun.
Super fun. And Inori is pretty good as a character.
She's so sweet. You know,
she's very sweet. Like she doesn't have. I would have liked a little more of an edge to her.
She seemed a little stereotypical for sweet Japanese girl, but I think she sometimes still stood her ground though.
She did. Yeah. She definitely is not a bad character. I did like her. Agumon is fun,
very earnest, and he wants to.
He's kind of like the shonen protag in some ways, right? Like
definitely, definitely the shonen protag.
We can do it. Yeah. Power of friendship sort of deal.
Exactly.
But then, so those are like your main trio for the vast majority of the game.
Sometimes you have Inori's friend, the speckled. I forget.
Yes.
She had some personality.
Hiroko, yeah. She makes she writes her own anime.
She does her not just that, she films stuff too, right? To become a star.
She's a YouTuber at the beginning.
She's basically an influencer.
Yeah, she's an influencer.
She's a social media influencer.
And she wants to investigate weird stuff because that's what
the worst of the worst, right? She's the worst of the worst. But no, she's great.
I appreciated seeing her, child self, and then when she 8 years later,
how she grown up.
Has grown up and taken over the PI office. That was Inori's father, right? And the whole Inori's father plotline was so interesting too.
I would have liked to see more from that. I feel like it kind of was a little abrupt, but it was like it went cool places. I just wanted them to spend more time on it. But like the whole idea that after Inori disappears when she gets transported 8 years then into the future, he kind of goes off the deep end
for sure.
Joins the
anti-Digimon
force.
It makes
it's crazy when you
robot, like it's a little bit evangelical, or even
Evangelion.
The giant robot weapon.
Evangelion, a giant robot to destroy things.
He does get kind of evangelical too. He's very religious about his anti-Digimon.
He reminds me of because it's kind of like, speaking of Eva, like you said, when you go
Gendo.
Yeah, he's basically Gendo. When you go see him, when he sees Inori for the first time after all these years, he just like his anger and everything has like closed him off, that he doesn't even want to like look at her. He just wants to continue.
He's already, he chose his path. He's like, I'm going to stick to my guns, even though it makes no sense now.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, there's no.
Oh, I guess they didn't kill you. Well, we've already done all that.
This is my it's interesting.
We spent 500 billion yen on this thing. We need to it would be such a waste.
Yeah. I'm going to do this with another game I'm playing, but who is the revenge for? Is it for, the person you're trying to revenge, or is it for yourself?
Is it just for yourself?
And definitely it's for themselves.
Yeah.
In this case.
Yeah.
Exactly. Which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
I also
some other good characters though. I liked Dr. Simmons and her Digimon too.
Yes.
And the other secret agent that helps you out. I thought their dynamic was interesting. And she basically looks like a Digimon too, 8 years in the future. Agent, forget her name.
She's wearing like a cat suit, basically.
Like she looks just like what's the Digimon with the underboob?
Which one? Right?
No. Be the Starmon. Be the Starmon. Whatever her name is.
Okay. Yes.
You didn't get her?
I don't remember.
She has the underboobs.
She's not an important story Digimon. I don't think I got her.
No, she's in the story.
Oh, she's in the story. Then
she was basically like she was next to her. Like they looked like Digimon together.
Yeah.
I had her as one of my main.
The part where you're
Digimon.
infiltrating. The part where you infiltrate the. Yeah. I can't remember. Yeah.
8 years in the future.
Right.
Yeah.
What's the big dude that you meet that's kind of like running the city, the Digimon city?
Oh,
Melchiormon? Melchiormon?
No.
He wears like a kind of like a mane.
Yeah. Melchiormon.
Is it Melchiormon?
He looks like he has like, he's part of the Saber kind of line, or the tiger looking ones. Melchiormon's his name. I'm probably not pronouncing it correctly.
I was going to say
it's like that.
That's whatever you're pronouncing doesn't sound like it to me, so I'm trying to figure out what
I'm pretty sure it's Melchiormon.
Marukimon,
yes.
Marukimon, yes.
Similar. Bad name.
Marukimon. It's funny. I don't know if I actually texted you guys when I got to this part, or if I just meant to and didn't. But as soon as I met that character, before he spoke, I was like, I know who the voice actor is, and I was friggin' right. I 100% was right. I was like, there's no other guy that would play a character that looks like that. I called it. I don't remember the actor's name, but I know the voice from so many things, and I was like, it's going to be that guy, and it was. I was like, of course, I could cast this game. I could do it.
One of the things I think that really differentiates Digimon from other, monster battling sort of RPGs is they all have unique personalities and voices. Like every single Digimon.
That.
I love
they
that too.
All talk. I love it when you're fighting the weirdest ass creatures in the world, and then they'll do an attack, and it's just a guy saying like, booger fling or something, you know what I mean? Just a man, just a normal man.
The catchphrases too at the end when you win a battle, your Digimon, whoever landed the last blow, they have something dumb to say.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What I had Agumon Courage version or something. He would always say at the end of his thing, "I like it." I couldn't help but just say it every time he would beat.
Yeah.
Whatever we were playing, but I used him a lot because he was great.
It's just so funny. Like that's what I mean about like taking itself seriously, but also just like being the weirdest thing. Just so funny. Like just a regular dude's voice.
Yeah.
not trying to play a cartoon character, not just a totally naturalistic. And that's the thing, like so many anime, I have a problem with like the dubbing in a lot of anime because they don't let the actors be naturalistic. They have to be doing a cartoon voice, even if it's like they're playing just a regular person.
Yeah.
That's actually starting to change, which is a topic for another day. I'm starting to notice more naturalistic performances in anime, which is great. But Digimon, for some reason, they're not. Just be yourself. It's fine.
Just
don't.
There are exceptions. There's like Trashmon. I'm sure doesn't sound like a regular dude.
There are definitely ones that do have like cartoony voices, but some of them look so ridiculous and then just sound like a normal guy.
I feel like all the major characters in the game, like let's say the Knights or the Olympus, like Titans,
even
they all have like the most normal, just typical person voice.
A lot of them are the humanoid sort of characters.
Yeah, the humanoid characters.
Like once they get to the megas, those evolution states, they tend to sound more mature, which is something Digimon has always done. Like when we haven't even talked about how you make Digimon, like the evolution stuff or evolution.
Yeah.
I found that to be one of the most fun I've had with the Digimon story games in particular.
I spent so much time.
A little bit from, the SMT Demon Fusion system, but you don't have to capture anything new. You just have to go battle things, collect data, make mons when they are at like interesting stats, and you could utilize the farm and different items. And it was very addicting. I actually filled out my entire field guide of all, 475 Digimon. So I got them all. Because I liked it so much. I never do this with Pokemon or any other game, but I had to get them all.
Wow.
Perfect.
Yeah, I did not complete it, but I got close.
Yeah, at the end, like if you do all the, if you kind of just don't go out of your way to grind things, you could definitely get most of them.
Yeah.
I know this is probably blasphemy to most fans, but like I did not engage with the mechanics really of the game at all.
The farm system or the G farms.
I didn't do all any of that.
At the end, I did more of it because that's how you just get the ideal stats to get the cool forms. I wanted the cool Digimon guys.
Right.
Yeah.
And like to me, I was interested. I was there just for the story. I put it on easy. I did not engage with any of the mechanics. I respect the heck out of them. I think that I can look at a battle system like that and at all the things you can do to improve your characters and evolve and all these things. I think that's cool for people that like it. It's just for me, it's never been my thing.
What's interesting too is I didn't feel compelled to have a party of all different types, right? Because the traditional in this game, like the main three types are vaccine, mutant, and data, right? So those three. There's other ones you could have too, but for the most part, like if you play Pokemon, you tend to, have all the different elements represented in your party so that you don't feel like you have a weakness somewhere. Like you'd always bring out the Digimon to fight whatever, or the Pokemon, for example, to fight the enemy and beat it. Digimon, however, I felt like I had to strategize around the bosses because I couldn't keep the same party the entire time. I had to keep evolving them and make sure they were balanced in a way where often the vaccines kind of won out of whenever fighting the bosses because they tend to be mutants or viruses or whatever. I always interchange those.
Whichever one, that beats that,
but it was very interesting. Like I didn't feel like tied down to certain Digimon. It was always cool to transform them to something new and cooler looking.
Yeah, I will say the times that I did engage with like Digivolving and stuff, I similarly wasn't like, oh, I'm going to be bummed that I'm losing, because it's like you get better stuff anyway, so it's like it's just a positive. It just feels like
it's mostly net positive. Like Gatomon's my favorite Digimon, the cat, and she's not the most powerful, but she does become really cool stuff. But it was always cool just to have her for a little bit.
I don't know if this is an option available on every difficulty, but on easy, if you do lose a battle, it lets you retry it invincible, basically. Like it's basically the Dragon Quest Draki mode. Well, no, I don't even think it's
I believe
that.
That's
like, you
just
don't
easy mode. I didn't have that when I was.
You don't take any damage at all, which I only proud to say for not engaging with the gameplay. Only had to use once.
That's good. They were some tough battles.
I just was like,
there was
even on easy.
The one against Junomon had me frustrated. I actually had to grind off stream because when you can't use any items, and I was using that as a crutch for the entire time, and you couldn't do any healing spells. I was like, oh my god.
Easy or on invincible.
I redid that battle a few times. I
had to grind off stream and then come back like, okay, guys, I'm ready. We're going to beat this now.
Junomon.
That Junomon battle. And then I eventually got her. And I'm like, you're not that great, actually. Why did I have trouble with you?
I know.
That initial scene not the initial scene, but the scene with Junomon where Aegiumon chooses to jump through the portal after Inori instead of like staying and, helping them do what she wants them to do. Like, that was really cool because, everybody, I feel like in games like this, that character, the Junomon character, is this like benevolent, serene sort of, and then she just flips her lid. She's just like so pissed.
I liked a lot of there was a lot of these things I kind of was projecting as someone was going to, flip, betray you. Like some of them, was it Minervamon did that? I was like, okay, she's dusty. She's definitely going to betray us, and she did. But Junimon, I was a little bit surprised how the betrayal ended up with her. Like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of the story and plot kind of kept you on your toes. Like, there's some things that were kind of predictable, but not exactly how they played out, you know?
Yeah, I
and
agree.
even the idea of them betraying you is kind of more like your alliances are just shifting as the story goes along, you know, which is interesting. Like that to me,
it's gray area more than
is,
they became evil.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like
Minervamon was kind of a little bit evil.
She's she's a little chaotic.
She was definitely chaotic, kind of evil.
But she's on your side in the end, right? Like
eventually she comes back.
She's with you.
And then you could have your own Minervamon if you wanted.
Oh, can you? I didn't do that.
Oh, you could all the Digimon you see in the game. You could have. Yep. I even made a Chronomon out of Aegomon.
Nice.
They're different. Chronomon actually looks like a chicken if you actually involve him. Digi-evolve him.
Really?
He does not look like a chicken. A
giant
in the
god.
Giant
chicken
a chicken's
god.
a god. What is it? The chicken or the egg? I think is what they're playing with.
I get it.
That's cute. But he looks like a chicken.
Yeah. That is funny.
That's interesting.
No, but did you guys play around with the card game a lot?
I
did a little bit for the side quests, but I didn't get all of them. I bought a bunch of cards, and then it was mostly RNG, right? Like whatever comes up, like okay, hopefully this works out. Like it wasn't like complex. You don't have to think as much as like I've been doing a lot of Queen's Blood now. It was kind of similar,
Blood.
but not exactly the same.
Yeah, Queen's Blood there's definitely a little bit more to that
strategy
game.
there, but also RNG. But yeah,
definitely a lot of RNG there too. But the card game I think was pretty simple.
It's simple and it's fun to collect the cards. And when you beat monster or some of the Digimon in the world, you sometimes pick up cards from those, which is kind of neat.
Did you guys do the dungeon? What do you call those?
The outer dungeons.
Outer dungeons. Yes,
I did not.
I did most of them. I didn't do all of them. The best one to get is what's the big bug one?
Was it the time?
I think it was one of the timed ones. Yeah, you definitely want to get him because
it's like number 3 or
there's
something.
a infinite XP loop. This helps me get the full field guide, and you can exploit that to get to XP farm a bunch of your different Digimon and just make a lot of different Digimons to then evolve and.
That's what I ended up doing. I think it was like
nice.
like the third timed one or something like that.
It was like 4 or something. Yeah, I forget.
Was it? Okay. I don't remember the number.
For me, my clock when I beat the game was I think maybe 21 hours. So I did.
Oh, you spent through this.
I just did.
That's
I spent
main plot.
A lot of time.
I spent the beginning part of the game before you. I'm trying to think of when I stopped doing it. Before you go back into the future, I did quite a lot of the side quests in the beginning, but then by that point, I was like, I need to, because we were like planning on having this out in the first quarter, and I was like, I need to just get going because I kept having games that needed to be in front
understandable.
of it.
And honestly, like the story was the best part. I just like the mechanics, but it's something you could play around with later on if you want to restart it because you could do a new game plus. But
it's interesting to learn that a lot of the side quests tie a little bit more into the other Digimon stuff that like fans of the series would look at and be like, oh, that's cool. I recognize
the biggest side quest though that actually had story implications for the main quest was doing the Knight's quest.
Yeah, talk about that because I didn't.
We should talk about that because I didn't do that my first playthrough. I didn't realize because I was streaming the game and I wanted to just beat it on stream. It was like, okay, we could do all these side quests or we could just beat this. Let's beat this.
Yeah, because I didn't know it was implication to it.
Yeah, I didn't either. But the idea is there are, was it 7 knights?
Yes, I think 7.
And you have to have them all group up and get ready for battle for Chronomon. And you had to do all these, like you had to go fetch them because they're out in the digital world and you had to do their side quests so that they eventually get corralled back there so they could do their thing. It took a while. I want to say that took me like, because I didn't do like any of the side quests initially for them. But that took a few hours because like it sounds like maybe you only do 7 side quests, but no, they kept some of them are like connected. Like you have to do the side quest first, and then this one pops up, and then you have to do this one, and then eventually they come to where they're supposed to be meeting.
Yeah.
And so that took me at least like, I want to say like 4 or 5 hours. I don't know.
Wow.
a lot of time.
Yeah.
I was doing that in between when I was also trying to fill out my field guide. So maybe I inflated the numbers a little bit.
Yeah, because I can't tell how much time it took me because I did a lot of things in between. Like I would do like one of those, and then maybe I'd just switch over to a different because I was also filling out my
I wanted agent level 10
agent levels.
That's when you get Chronomon.
Exactly. So I was filling out that whole agent thing. So I was like just doing all the side stuff to get that. But it is really cool. Like once you do get all the knights and you beat the game, you get a whole really cool sequence at the end. Instead of having just Omni-Man. Yeah, right before you have like initially it's just Omni-Man attacking and then helping you out. But it then switches to this one where you get Omni-Man and then you have like all the knights.
All the other knights.
And they're doing all their like super powered up moves. And so it's like this cool really fun sequence that makes it just way more interesting.
Yeah. Does
it change the ending, like the actual
it was just the initial fight.
Just like a cool scene at the end.
It makes it look like they wore him down before, then you go at him.
Yeah.
So it made a little bit more sense,
Got it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the last boss is not hard. You could basically have any sort of Digimon in your party and it'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked that loss. Like I've never seen a boss battle that would revert your Digimon to their first form, and you see them transform in each different sequence. It was so rewarding. I love
that was cool.
That was a really fun ending. Like that last boss
was a cool
fight.
mechanic.
It was so cool.
Yeah,
I also love the credits too. They showed all the different party members you had for every single boss at the end. Oh, so cool. And their little cute little bits, pixel forms.
Yeah. I know.
I think to me it felt like the last boss was easy for story reasons, right? Like he doesn't actually want Chronomon doesn't want to win that fight, right? No. Like that's the the point.
Junomon was the hardest boss fight in my opinion.
Oh yeah, for sure. Without even nothing else came close to being as hard as that for me.
No.
But yeah, like that's an
Which makes sense. She went kind of haywire, right? Like she didn't want you to win.
She was nuts.
She was nuts.
Yeah, I feel like I like that the last boss was easy for a story reason. The thing that never made sense to me was, I know you just finished Final Fantasy X. The actual last boss in Final Fantasy X, you can't lose to, and I've never understood that. It has never made any sense to me from a storyline reason or any other reason why you cannot
because that previous
lose.
Boss is hard as balls.
That's kind of like what I always told myself was like they didn't want to frustrate people because that last boss was so hard.
Especially if you can't save it, but yeah.
It's like, just don't make it a battle. Make it a cutscene.
Yeah, that didn't need to be a battle. I agree.
Yeah.
Also, you can draw it out. It takes forever, too, if you don't do much damage.
Right.
It's just
but the Chronomon fight
why
did feel satisfying. It was like a good fight.
You actually had to put up a fight.
You have to do something. It's easier, but it's not like just a cakewalk. Like you do have to try.
No.
Yeah.
Like if you came in with just like the most under-leveled Digimon, maybe you wouldn't win. But
yeah.
It was nice also to have those other Digimon you helped out come and join the fight with you and like buff your party, heal them, and also put in their hits. It was also very nice, like whenever they get the status downs or massive damage, they don't die. They just keep fighting.
No, I know they keep going.
You don't have to affect my party, or I have to be concerned about managing their health and stuff.
I know. I always got really happy when they attacked them instead of one of my main characters.
Like, good, yeah, waste a turn. That's fine.
Exactly. I love that.
Also, I thought the mechanic where you're supposed to, when they go into their mode where they're going to do like a super attack, and you have to, they have 2 different bars, right? The lower bar is where you're supposed to break them before they can actually launch that super attack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
exactly. And then if you don't do that, you have to then guard, which that was like the only time I defended. And I always, queued, like, when am I supposed to do it? And when, you had a guest Digimon do it, like, okay, this is the time to do it.
Yep.
I did it.
Yeah, that was a cool mechanic. I think somebody with a better grasp of the mechanics of the game would have succeeded more frequently at breaking the bosses than I did. probably 70% of the time I had to just guard because I didn't get the broken in time.
A lot of it had to do, like, you had to have the elemental advantage, and if you weren't prepped before the battle, like you don't know what their weakness is. Sometimes you go in, like I definitely went into some battles that I did not have many advantages at all.
Or like I would switch to a Digimon that was strong against the boss, but it was like 200 leveled to really make it much of a difference. So it's like, okay, it doesn't really matter. So
some of the stats, it's really interesting how the stats work, I think, in some of the Digimon. Like there's definitely some that became stronger because, they have it. So it's kind of like another mechanic that's in Pokemon, but it's not as like visible is the more times you use them in your party, they have this kind of companion trait or a friendship level. And you want to have that maxed out because that's how they're going to be the most powerful.
I see.
And just having them in your, like everyone, there's auto levels for everyone, right? Which is really great. You don't have to keep, switching them out to make sure that everyone is leveling up at a similar speed. But you do miss out on that friendship level or whatever it's called. And that's what really makes them more powerful. Like my best Digimon at the end in my second playthrough was the Omnimon Alter, where he looks like anemic blue. That one.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
That was my best one. But he hit so hard. I don't know how he was standing though. He had a very, very thin waist.
Yeah.
But,
it's just a core of steel.
Maybe.
So any final thoughts?
Well, so
on the Stranger of Time.
So honestly, like looking at the ending. So like, let's talk about the ending a little bit. Like what actually happens at the end.
We talked about it a little bit at the beginning, but then we kind of jumped through like, okay, actually we should talk about their stuff.
Because we didn't really talk about like how at the end you have Agiomon. Agiomon. Where am I right now?
Agiomon.
I don't know. What's going on,
guys? There's so many Mons.
I know
there's 475 of them in this game.
So you have him basically sacrificing himself, realizing that he's like, all right, like this is the only way this is going to end.
We end this loop.
Yeah, the loop has to end, and the only way for that to end is for me to give up my need for
being
with Inori. So like letting her go live her life and everything along that line. So like he basically sacrifices himself, becomes the new Digimon of time or something like that. Like I forgot the exact mantle title for that. So he takes over Chronomon's title and he ends up taking over that bit. And so like he's watching from his realm, Inori. And like Inori, you could see her kind of like have a faint memory because she doesn't remember any of this. She's just living her life at this point. Yeah. And then her brother's back. She has
her little brother.
Yeah, she has her brother back and everything like that. So like time has got, we go back in time.
It's reset.
It's all reset. Everything is okay. Nothing has happened. And
Digimon have not entered the real world.
Exactly. And so that's like, that was his sacrifice at the end.
He can't be with Inori anymore.
Like we said from the beginning, right? It's like a Messiah story. It's the Jesus narrative, which is really popular in Japanese storytelling as like the Western myth,
Well, hey, if you have to fight gods, they gotta have some counter there.
Gotta have a Jesus on your team, especially one with little goat legs and a little goat butt.
Goat butt.
Horns.
He says a naked goat butt, and he's covered in fur, but it's just naked goat butt.
Still naked.
No sugarcoating in it.
I mean, have you ever seen them wear pants?
I haven't. So yeah, it would have been weird if he had pants on for sure.
That's true.
I agree with you. But yeah, no, I thought that was really effective, powerful use of that kind of storytelling, like that using that myth as like a basis, and like that's really cool. And then then he ascends to this. Is it the Olympus? What is it?
12.
Yeah, the Olympus 12. Yeah.
Which I understand that's like part of Digimon lore or something.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't tell you exactly what it is
from where, but okay.
Yeah.
So that's a really effective ending. And your character I'm trying to remember now. Is your character in the ending like are you allowed to exist or no?
You're no longer there, I don't think.
Yeah, you don't exist.
Adamus isn't a thing.
Yeah.
You're just a cartoon now.
Technically was. Yeah, you're just a cartoon character. So kind of bittersweet, right?
It was bittersweet, but I think it made sense.
It's a good ending. Yeah, it's a little bit sad, a little bit.
I think
happy.
how they handled the end boss and the ending credits, it made it all worthwhile. Like you have, that high of like, oh yeah, and then Inori had her happy, conclusion with her brother back, which is what the goal was.
Right.
And Digimon are not destroying the world, all the worlds.
Yeah. And probably not their own world either.
No, they're not fighting with Titans. Like,
they're chill.
They're peaceful again.
They're chill. Until something happens in whatever the next Digimon story game is.
Yeah, who knows?
Hopefully they do come out with
they'll build up on this, like, what they did with Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory, or it's just be a whole new story.
Yeah.
I wonder if their DLC next year is going to be sort of like a Hacker's Memory, if it'll like.
Yeah. So I've only done one of the waves of the DLC, and a lot of it is kind of just what's they have some like they do some of the like time travel dimension stuff. You go to the in-between theater, you go through with the elevator and one of the doors, and you get kind of lost here, and you're trying to help another NPC like find their way back to reality, and you fight a lot of like harder Digimon is kind of what I think the basis of the season pass was for the DLC waves. I'm really curious if they're going to like continue that way, or they'll go back and do something a little bit different for the DLC for next year, because a lot of it was just kind of like the big thing was like they introduced the anti-paradox type to add to your not Pokédex, your field guide. I can't help Pokédex. It's like the same thing.
Yeah,
it's
the parent calling everything a Nintendo, but specifically of the Mon franchises.
Well, I'm saying evolving Pokemon. Too. It's not. It's Digivolving. It's not evolving.
Digivolving.
That was smart of them. They could trademark that. You can't trademark evolve, but Digivolve you can trademark
Digivolve
that.
Is its own thing.
That's smart.
Yeah. Good move.
Yeah. I do think that because there's going to be so much time between the most recent DLC drop and this next one, that there probably are. It would make more sense for them to be doing something bigger like that.
I would hope it's like going to be like what Monolith Soft does for their DLC. I would love that. I don't think they're going to do that, but I would love that.
In general, I will say I wish that companies wouldn't drop story vital things via DLC. Don't like that. Unless you're eventually going to release it as a physical form. Then I don't mind it as much, but I still would rather just have a new game. Like, to me, Torn of the Golden Country was kind of its own game because I played it on the cartridge. Like, I bought the Torn of the Golden Country cartridge. And so to me, it felt like a game. But like Future Connected and Future Redeemed just felt like, well, Future Connected was included, but Future Redeemed was like, it was a DLC, it was a DLC. So I wish that they wouldn't do these important story things. Nothing will ever be as bad as Castlevania, Lords of Shadow, how they did the most important story stuff via DLC. That just ruined the series for me.
Wasn't Final Fantasy 15 similar too? Like they filled in some gaps.
15, I mean, that's a whole can of worms that you don't want to open. You don't want to open that.
That's
can
reactive
of worms.
DLC. I feel like it was.
That was like, oh, people don't like this. We're gonna try to give them what they think they want.
Yeah, because I don't think they were planning to do that much.
No, I mean, I'm sure they had some in mind. Because that was the direction the industry was going. But
for sure.
Maybe one day we'll have Professor Noctis on and we can talk about Final Fantasy 15.
But I don't know. Like, I could see Bandai Namco releasing a complete edition with the DLC next year.
Oh yeah,
no doubt. Yeah, I think that makes sense. They did that with Cyber
They've done that with
right?
One Piece Odyssey. They did that with Cyber Sleuth.
Yeah,
they do that with a lot of the RPGs.
I think that's good.
Unfortunately, they've also gone the route with like Elden Ring. The DLC is like a download code, so it's not that. But I don't know.
Hopefully
not everyone's a physical media collector, but we all are.
Yeah,
we prefer it on the stuff.
It's if they came out with a new game that was digital only, I'd still play it, but like it would be a bummer to not be able to have it.
Unfortunately, it's probably going to continue that way. But
unfortunately.
Sarah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope you guys all enjoyed our
gushing of this game. I think we all
gushing.
clearly
we
loved
love
it.
this game. Yeah. Like
Maybe one of these days we'll do a spoiler cast for a game that not all three of us love.
That would be interesting, actually. Yeah, I would like to do that.
I don't think our opinions are that different on some games.
That's maybe
the issue.
That's maybe the thing. Maybe we would have to bring on a guest or two to present the other side. Because with our Trails Beyond the Horizon one, we got two of the biggest Trails fans to join us as we all guessed about
really
Trails.
Cool theory,
That was fun. That was fun.
I don't regret how we did it.
That was such a fun video, though.
It was balanced. So we said what we didn't like about the game.
That's true. Yeah, I feel like we are not the sort of fans too that shy away from that refuse to say the downsides, the negatives about a game. Even a game, if I consider a game a 10 out of 10, it's still not a perfect game.
No.
I just think it's better than the sum of its parts is what that means.
Exactly.
I guess for Digimon here, we didn't say what the flaws were. Did you guys have any glaring flaws just to balance this out?
Glaring flaws. The voiceless protagonist is always going to bother me. Just let the dang guy say words out loud, please. It's so silly. I think
the excessive DLC was not fun either.
I find that odd.
The direction's going that way. And not just that, but on the base game, you could have, special Digimon early access if you bought the Ultimate Edition, and there's deluxe editions. I'm not really a fan of that, as well as the music. They had a lot of the Cyber Sleuth music you could play with the Ultimate Edition and the costumes. And you could also buy, they basically had things you could purchase in addition to make the game easier. Is that necessary? I don't think so, but I'm not a fan of that practice.
One minor nitpick that got under my skin was there's the fast travel was weird. You technically can fast travel, but you have to go talk to a phoenix. Yeah. It's just let me fast travel, dude. What are you doing?
There's the phoenix. There's the blimp. There's the train.
There were
There's so many different
ways
transportation things.
How
it was
you
confusing.
Get around. Yeah.
And I got confused. And also, when you're trying to track a quest, they don't always tell you, go take this. It's to save you time instead of just going the walking route. I agree. That could have been improved. I also didn't like the extortion of vines in that one world, the tree world.
Oh, yeah.
What's the grass Digimon?
What's her name?
Oh, where they have to grab you and
they sling you. I know if you beat one battle in there, it pays for the therapy. I'm why do you keep taking money from me? Every single swing.
I'm just trying to find my way through this maze.
I know.
At least they don't charge you at the end.
I have to pay you again to go back.
Get this
and trying to find
modifier.
Yeah, it was also very confusing. If you go deep into the side quests, having to navigate through all the different time periods.
I had to look up. I will admit.
Yeah.
Especially the ones you had to go find certain entities in the world, and it doesn't show you on the map where they are. I'm okay, I'm not going to spend forever trying to look this up. I'm just going to cheat, look this up.
Yeah. There were some that were.
I don't like those side quests either, but I did them.
Yeah, I looked those up as well because they would
no way was I going to just go
long.
in every nook and cranny, try to find this thing, and it might be possible I just miss it completely.
Because there was one side quest for her was at Hiroki. You have to find all the different her
devastated. Her just weirdly blended in the environment.
I know, and she was always in the most random spots, and you're
Actually, what happened was I came across one and was confused, why is she here? And I was looking around, why are you I think I was right outside of Plutomon's throne room.
Yes.
I'm what is she doing here? What? And then I talked to her, and then she faded. I'm oh, that must be something I don't know what that is, but okay, I'll do later.
Yeah,
that was weird, but yeah.
Yeah, but I do think it's a really solid game because honestly, my issues are just kind of nitpicks.
They're kind of nitpicky, aren't they?
Not
nitpicky.
Massive problems.
Not deal breakers at all.
Like I said, I didn't engage with the mechanics really in any significant way, but the game still let me play it. And that I think is a big win in its favor, having difficulty options and letting you engage at the level you want to engage with it instead of because it very easily, and I wouldn't have necessarily faulted it for being if you want to play this game, you have to engage with it, the mechanics of it.
I guess one thing we didn't bring up is in Pokemon, you could battle friends. Technically, you can't do that here. But I think it's because it's a little bit pay to win, right? You could do all these different things to help make your Digimon better if you paid for like DLC and stuff. So it'd be interesting. They had like, I guess maybe a spin-off like Battle Arena for those who enjoyed that. I don't partake, but I know that is a big competitive sort of space. That could be kind of cool.
Are the other like Digimon World and all those? Do they have PvP?
I want to say no.
Okay.
I want to say no. Cyberspace didn't have that.
It might not be big within the Digimon like world. Like
maybe. I just would think that would be popular, but maybe it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
it's very competitive in Pokemon.
The Digimon all have personalities, and Pokemon are just bred to kill each other. So I feel like that's the difference, right? You know, this like what is this guy?
Pokemon with personality.
What does this guy have against this other guy? Why would they fight?
Meowth. You know? He speaks.
I mean, that's true. There is the arena in Time Stranger.
There is, yeah.
There is.
Where you can
that's
go fight.
That's a side story thing. That's how you get one of the knights, actually, and also how you get a blade to make one of the other higher form.
You do have to visit it as part of the main drag, but it's just a brief part of the main story.
Yeah, you have to do a lot of battles. I did a lot. There's like 30 at least.
Yeah, at least 30, I think.
Wow. At least.
Can't remember how many there were.
They were easy end game when I was very high levels, but some of them are kind of challenging. I think if I were a lower level.
Yeah, I was overpowered, so like by the time I got to the end of those, it was pretty fast. So like get through
one question. Because I have a picture of Minervamon that's on my monitor over here. And I was thinking about Minervamon, and I was thinking about Marukimon and some of these that look kind of like they're like human. They have human mouths and like human torsos and legs. But then they have like what looks like it would be a mask over their eyes that's like an animal head. Do they have a human face under that, or is that their eyes?
That's the question.
That's what I want to know.
We don't know.
So Bandai Namco, if you could just jot
that's
that
not
down.
Bandai Namco. That's Digimon IP there.
So if you could, maybe Bandai, if you could reach out to Digimon Company, whoever runs that, and see if they could just write that into the next. I would love to know. I would love to see Minervamon like take her head off, or try to, and that she can't because that's her eyes. That would be great.
The way I want
to say it's canon somewhere. Also, I realized I misspoke thinking the sussy Minervamon. It wasn't Minervamon. I was thinking of the fish girl that I forgot her name.
Oh yes, thank God. I was like trying to like lightly defend Minervamon as you were saying.
No, Minervamon's great. I love her second form too. I'm sorry, Minervamon. I misspoke. Apologies.
What is her name?
I thought she was Minervamon for a second.
She's the one that she's the one that betrays you.
Yeah. That's the betrayer.
She gets you to.
She's definitely evil. That one.
But
she's a jerk.
Evil.
My thought process always for why Digimon look the way they do is because they're digital code. So like they've just like scrambled.
Things get all mixed up.
Things get all mixed up.
There's a canon reasoning. I don't know where it's said explicitly, but I want to say.
Like I always figured it's just like, it's just like they mix.
I'll accept whatever the reason is. I'll accept it. Whatever the solution is, I just want it to be shown to me.
Yeah,
I want it to be shown to me. So if they could make that happen for the next game, it might even get me to buy the DLC. Tell you what, you put that in the new DLC next year, I'll buy it.
That should be the story of the new DLC.
Why exactly? Does Minervamon have a real face?
Not just Minervamon. There's so many other ones.
All of them.
Angelwomon, all of them.
All of them, please. Reveal.
Yeah.
I guess the big question is, who was your guys' favorite Digimon towards the end? If you had a favorite.
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to remember their names now. The one that's like the big Hydra, the like multi-headed snake.
Okay, I can picture that one. I forget the name.
I can't think of its name.
Like as a character or just to use them?
Oh, to use it in your party.
I think my favorite was... I'm trying to remember who did I have. I had one that looked like
Omnimon was my favorite. The altar ones. I always liked
the blue
Omnimon.
anemic one. The blue anemic one.
The blue anemic, or I guess anorexic one, really, if I'm being honest.
Anorexic. Okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah, it's the skinny.
But he was great. Also, just the other forms of Omnimon's great. Dark Omnimon, just regular Omnimon. I like Omnimon a lot. The fusion of, Gabumon's Digi-evolutions and Agumon's Digi-evolutions coming together. That's who Omnimon is.
Okay.
Yeah, I really liked using. I made a Plutomon. That one was really cool. But then actually, like a lot of the ones that like the highest level tier ones,
the DNA fusion ones, I thought were really cool.
So cool. Lilithmon, I thought was like really cool looking too. I really
liked the one that became it's Mastamon or something. Angelwomon with Lady Devil one. She was pretty OP paired with Omnimon. Because like one of the things I like to do in combat was to make them disadvantaged to light, and so I was using a lot of light attacks. It was great. Light was was OP. Was my OP at the end for sure.
Yeah. I had a lot of.
But also, Wargreymon forms. I did a lot of fire ones too.
I know.
Like early,
I had a lot of fire because fire was like really good. Fire was for half the game, I think.
Yeah.
Like for the first half of the game, also, fire like Digimon.
As an Agumon fan, it was just fun to do all the fire evolutions of him.
I had like I think I went up to like Shine Greymon.
Shine Greymon's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Shine Greymon was in my first attempt.
Too.
My first time I beat the game.
Okay.
But I do hope we get more Digi evolutions and stuff. Are you out of breath?
I love how you were just trying to push through it. It just made me laugh.
I try here.
I
hope we'll get 500 Digimon, so 25 more forms in the DLC next year. But I don't know if they'll do that.
I gotta say, Branden, when you get into the first chord after the Digimon Digital Monsters segments, it almost sounds like the initial chord to the Beatles' Eleanor Rigby. I look at all.
Yeah, a little bit. All the
people. Yeah.
I don't know.
It was very That's what I heard. So
that's it.
Anyways.
Thank you. This was a lot of fun. I'm glad we did this one. Thanks for picking it, Pursuer Plus members.
Yes.
We are going to be putting out a new survey for the Pursuer Plus folks to choose our next.
I think first we're going to ask them what games they would like, and then we could choose 4, and then they'll vote on the most popular choice.
On that. Pursuer Plus folks. So be on the lookout for that. Pick a good one, please. And we will talk about it, and it'll be fun.
It will be.
So, yeah, I think that's it. We did it.
We made it through. Yeah, let us know in the comments, like if there's anything else we might have missed that was interesting.
I'm sure we missed stuff.
Your favorite parts.
Your favorite parts.
What you liked about it.
Things we didn't talk about.
Yeah. Let us know.
Let us know. All sorts of things.
And always remember that Digimon are digital monsters, and they are, in fact, champions. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.